Broken to Brave, episode 22, number 24, assistant directed. I've avoided most jobs that had titles. I've been a babysitter, nanny, baby store employee, baby store owner, and there was that failed attempt as a clerk at Fannie Mae Candy when I was a teenager. A lot of those jobs were me as the boss, so to speak. I struggle a bit with authority. I struggle with behaving like a normal person. I struggle with expectations put on me. I panic and I get raging diarrhea and I want to quit. So offering to assistant direct with my name on the freaking program shines a light on me that I'm not exactly comfortable with. It places expectations on me and I'm getting paid, so I have to deliver. When I volunteer, people are happy with whatever scraps I will throw at them. If they're paying me, though, they want me to function like a person. I did it, and it was scary, but I wrote out the expectations. I did actually Google what an assistant director does and made a list, because that's how I roll. And I showed Rob and said, I could do this list. And I did do the list, and I loved it. And I didn't fall apart, and I didn't drown in the expectations, and I didn't make Rob do all the work. I did a thing, and I saw it all the way through and got paid and enjoyed it. It was a Christmas miracle. Sometimes bravery is believing you can. Episodes of Broken to Brave are released every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much for listening and for joining me on this journey of healing and growth. If you want to go deeper into this story and hear it from a spouse's perspective, my husband and I have a Patreon-only show where we have an extended, behind-the-scenes discussion of every episode, which also posts twice a week. Here's a sample of our latest Patreon-only companion podcast. Yeah, it's a little different than that.
You're almost like you would make a great cult leader.
Oh my God, join me.
You could get people to do things.
And someone else would have to make the Kool-Aid because I'm just not going to do it.
No, you're not involved in that.
All right, so anyway, I think that it's not manipulation as much as it is using my tools to help get me through my anxiety and whatever. And if that just happens to cause you more work,
you're bending the world to your will.
Yes.
So that you can sit in dysfunction is what
there
you were really doing.
That's
before.
What I was doing. So now I read my description. I did the thing and we cast it.
I actually remember you coming to me and saying like, okay, I read all about it. I can totally do this. And it was like,
of course you can do it. You went to go read it?
What yeah. What you understand assistant director just means you and I are doing this together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, there are specific roles.
There are specific roles. But
and I wanted to make sure that I did them.
But this is a case where us working together, all it is who has the final say is the only difference. So like if we flipped and you directed, I would say, okay, I'm going to do everything I did, but you have the final say. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. The microphone's nowhere near your mouth.
I know, because I was Googling what an assistant director does. Facilitating the rehearsal process, taking notes. Okay, can do that. Facilitating the smooth running of the entire production process and or other duties as assigned. Okay, thankfully you didn't know that part, so you didn't assign
I actually did know that. But what am I going to assign? I don't assign things.
Sometimes a director will expect the AD to perform duties normally assigned to the stage manager. So I was, that may not have been the exact description I read, but I was like, okay, I can do this. So it was, I had to go to meetings. I had to go to a couple meetings.
Yeah.
That's not usually my thing. Had to sign paperwork.
Yep.
Not usually my thing.
Yep.
Stressed a lot about that.
Assistant director in front of people.
Yeah. And then I had to
dodge the bullet on the last day because you weren't there. You took Molly to her play. You didn't have to stand in front of people that are coming in and out.
Yeah.
And take
or watch the audience reaction in case they hated it.
Wait a minute. That's your perception. you always anticipate they would hate it, but they did not hate it. I want you to make sure that's clear.
No, I know that.
They loved it.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's different when you have to sit there and actually gauge the reaction.
Right.
If
the room was silent and people are like trying to tear the chairs out because they hate it so much, that's a hard one to sit through.
Yeah, that would not have been pleasant. But picking the cast, very fun process.
You're excellent at that too. That's really a forte of yours.
That's one I do all the time because Molly's constantly casting her own projects, and I'm always like, oh, so-and-so. To hear the rest of this episode and get other exclusives, become a patron to Broken to Brave at patreon.com. You can also follow my blog at brokentobrave.com for even more insights and engaging content. Links are in the show notes. Broken to Brave is a production of Southgate Media Group, hosted and written by me, Martha Southgate. Thank you so much for listening. Now go do something brave.